Philip Kennedy Johnson and Daniel Sampere say goodbye to Superman as the hero prepares to leave Earth behind and head to Warworld to stop Mongul's cruel games. Jonathan, Lois, and the Justice League all question if this is the right move to make at this time. Philip Kennedy Johnson brings us to the closing of his Warworld Rising story and into the beginning of his Warworld saga, as Superman bids farewell to his friends and family after reaffirming his beliefs that the future isn't written yet and it's up to him to make it and change it. I did enjoy that the issue was kind of a transition story between plots, and it was just Superman sort of tying up all his loose ends and doing a goodbye tour with his friends. He didn't forget though to broach the incident Clark did last issue and how doing so causes him to be ejected from the Justice League, since the heroes can't be seen siding with him because then the whole UN would be after them as well. It was great to explore that and point out that what Superman did in that situation was pretty extreme, and the character knows that, but he also knows that that was the right decision to do and stands by it. It also leads to some natural conflict within the League and the reason why Clark needed to find another team to accompany him to Warworld, that other team being the Authority. Now that they have moved into future state territory with him traveling to Warworld and setting up all that sort of stuff, I'm looking forward to seeing what changes Johnson brings to the board for that Warworld story and where it starts to deviate a lot more than it already has. Daniel Sampere returns to Action Comics with some more brilliant artwork that continues to cement him as one of my favourite and one of the best modern Superman artists. I just enjoy how bright and colourful he makes the pages, and his grand action is unmatched. Action Comics issue 1035 was another fantastic, hope-filled issue that ended one great story and started another, much larger story that many, myself included, have been waiting since Future State ended to see unfold, and the starting of it did not disappoint. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Action Comics issue 1035 finds John and Thao-La fighting so hard that the fortress begins to shake apart as Superman gets Lois out of the area. Clark asks what happened, so Lois says that Mongul happened as he drops Lois to safety, knowing he should have never left her with Thao-La alone. Lois tells her husband that Mongul is holding Thao-La's entire race hostage and she needs their help, but Clark knows that she's not the only one as he goes and aids his son, trying to stop the out of control Theologian, but is blasted back by her heat vision as the woman says that she doesn't want to do this since Superman was her hero, but it's also why she was sent to kill his loved ones. Thao-La's device tells her to kill Superman since Mongul is watching, but the girl doesn't know what to do. Superman wants her to come back to Warworld with him and together they can free every slave. The woman can't trust him, but Superman tells her not to, instead telling her to trust herself. The woman rips free from her chains and in return, Mongul's power is unleashed on her through the device as the voice says that her death will serve her as well as theirs. Thao-La begs Superman to save them, so the hero grabs the device, taking the power onto himself and projecting all the way to Warworld, where Mongul demands to know who the hero stands before. Superman says very soon only one of them will be standing as he destroys the device, cutting the connection. 2 days later, the Superman family bury the 2 refugees Mongul killed, with Superman delivering the eulogy, knowing that he will find the people who will remember them and ask them to tell them about stories for these people, so he can record their stories and never be forgotten. Thao-La is sealed in a stasis chamber as Superman knows that they will make her well again and show her life without chains, and will bring her people home, and only then he'll ask them to forgive him. John alerts Clark to someone outside the fortress, so going outside, Clark confronts the Justice League. He reassures Oliver he is okay as Naomi asks if there is anything they can do now that he's not part of the League, but the others know that he will always be part of the League. Hippolyta, however, knows to do the League's work, they have to work with the world's governments like Atlantis and the US and the EU, all who have a stake in the Genesis fragment Superman took. Superman knows the League won't be coming with him to Warworld because of this, and while Hawkgirl and Black Canary know they want to, they can't yet and can't afford to leave Earth with things the way they are, wondering if he could wait for them. Superman says that he's not waiting one more day, thanking the League for coming and he won't be gone longer than he needs to be. Black Adam shakes his hand, promising to look after the world as Hippolyta bids Superman a fond farewell. The League leave, but Batman stays behind, wanting to know where the Genesis fragment is, but Clark knows it's secure, reminding him the warning he gave the governments of the world extends to Bruce as well. Batman thinks this is reckless of him, not sure how he's masking it, but they both know his power levels are dropping and Warworld is obviously a trap. Superman doesn't have a choice, so Batman warns him to at least find out what he's dealing with first so they can back him up when they can. Superman tells Bruce to say what he really means, so Batman asks about this other team he has in place, wanting to know about them. Later on, John tells his father that he should be going with him, but Clark tells him that Earth needs him more, and besides, he has a team coming with him, and the League might approach John for membership. John is surprised that they would after kicking Clark out, but Clark knows it was right of them to do that. John shouts that if Bruce ever comes to ask him to join, he's going to punch him in his stupid head. Clark knows that he doesn't have to join the League and wants his son to do what he knows is right. John reminds him of the future he saw and how Clark doesn't come back alive, but Clark knows he thinks that's what the future believes. But certain death is something they all face at all times, and he wants his son to believe in him, and himself most of all, since he always comes back. Later on, Clark meets with Lois, who reminds him to see Crypto, and Ray Palmer has beefed up the security upgrades to the fortress, but Clark merely asks his wife to come fly with him. As they fly above the city, Clark reassures her that he will come back, and she knows that. But she also knows that something doesn't feel right about this one, since Mongul sent monsters to kill people in his own home, and he didn't try to kill Superman. He tried to kill those he loved, all to provoke Superman into going up there after him. Clark knows it doesn't matter what Mongul wants or thinks is going to happen, since a trap doesn't change anything, and this only ends one way, with Mongul in chains and every slave on Warworld free, and him coming home to his wife, and in every universe, that is the future. Lois knows that he seems pretty sure of himself, and Clark knows it's because his love for her is the strongest thing there is. Lois wants him to prove it, kissing her husband as they take to the moonlit skies. Later that night, Clark kisses Lois goodbye as she sleeps, meeting with the Authority outside, knowing if anyone wants out, now is the time. Midnighter knows they've all been waiting for this, as Lightray thinks that maybe they should have a catchphrase for them, and Nat comes up with one, saying up up and away as Enchantress teleports them to the far off Warworld.